distinguished members of the media, this brief press encounter by the members of the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu and the media people concerns primarily what happened yesterday at the Federal High Court. Yesterday, because of the serial and consistent disobedience of the orders of Justice Binta Nnamdi regarding the council visitation to Nnamdi Kanu, the Federal High Court Registrar issued Form 49. Form 49 is a notice issuing to the defaulter, to the contemnor, the person in contempt of court, the person disobeying the order, to come to court and show cause why he should not be committed to prison for disobedience of court order. This happened yesterday, and I shall release the transcript to the media after this press conference. Now, the idea we got, it is very self-evident that the DSS, the DG of the DSS, Mr. Adeola Oluwatoshi Ajayi, is not acting in vacuum. He's acting on the authority of an advice, legal advice rendered to him by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and their private lawyer, Ashowaju Adibuega Awomolo, SAN. That legal advice is this, that by virtue of the recusal of Justice Binta Nnamdi from Nnamdi Kanu's case, all the orders she made in relation to that case are now null and void. They actually took a step by filing a court process at the Court of Appeal stating the same thing, that all the orders issuing from Justice Binta Nnamdi are now null and void. Evidently, that legal advice has not been retracted, and that is why the new DG of DSS, Mr. Ajayi, is refusing us, lawyers Nnamdi Kanu, from having any visitation whatsoever with him as ordered by the court. You will recall that Justice Binta Nnamdi ordered that counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, the legal team, should be given a 3-day visitation regimen every week, which are supposed to be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But since 27 September, and pursuant or after the recusal of Justice Binta Nnamdi, DSS has consistently refused us entrance into the facility to see Nnamdi Kanu. And in fact, on 23rd, which was on Wednesday, we were barricaded. We were stopped at the very first gate of DSS from even going inside. This is a travesty of justice. When you disobey the order of court, no court should take it lying low. And this was why the Registrar of the Federal High Court issued that notice to Mr. Ajayi yesterday. Now, let me say this. When they filed this legal process in court, seeking to nullify all the orders issuing for Justice Binta Nnamdi, we did not go to sleep. We also filed a counter process in response, stating to the court that if in fact the orders issued by Justice Nnamdi are now null and void, then that must include, as a matter of logic, it must include the very order she issued, which was the first one that led to the remand and detention of Nnamdi Kanu. So if the government is now arguing that the order of visitation is no longer valid by virtue of that recusal, then the order of detention shall also not be valid. This is our argument. So we use this opportunity to make the point that this continuing misconduct by the DSS, which is unconstitutional, is number one thing that is complicating the trial of Nnamdi Kanu that there's so much desire. Pray, how can you try a man? How can you subject a man to trial for capital offenses when you do not allow his lawyers to see him? This is why we're opposed to trial. But they make it look like we are unwilling to stand trial. No, we are not. We are willing, but the constitutional considerations or constitutional conditions, requirements before a trial can ensue must be present. And the most important one, and which is overriding, is our client's right to fair trial. You cannot have fair trial in the absence of lawyers having access to the defendant to prepare him for trial. So this notice that was issued yesterday has become the climax of this serial contempt of orders of court by the DSS. And we don't think, and we never expected, that the new director, a well-educated man like Mr. Ajayi, which I understand to be a lawyer, should inherit the whatever bad legacy that was left at that DSS by the predecessor, by the departing DG, Bichi. So we expected him to act better and to act within the confines of the law. So this is why we decided that we should shed light on this. You are going to receive details of that in your emails later on. Thank you.
On the lower court. So I was actually surprised that a high court have refused to obey or abide by the determination of a Supreme Court judgment.
And then take the only part that is against him and then refuse to apply the part that is in favor of him.
This cherry picking of what was contained in the Supreme Court judgment is what I'm against.
Yes, that's correct.
It should be implemented holistically.
Yes.
I'm not against facing any trial.
Judgment.
After all, I'm innocent, so they have not been against me. But there cannot be any trial when key sections of the Constitution and a key Supreme Court judgment has been violated by a court of law.
So you will be patient for the case to go back and come back to the court?
This is my 4th year in solitary confinement in detention. The 5th year will not kill me.
Sorry, what if the case is also reassigned back to her? Will you still be comfortable?
It's not going on.
No, it won't happen.
It won't happen. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way at all.
Thank you very much.
These are the things that the public must understand. Most of you journalists, the legal correspondents, you don't take time to actually study some of these rulings and judgments. Go and study. In fact, I'll give you...
Bring that envelope. Bring the envelope.
Look at it here. Look at it here. Look at it.
I'll give it to her because I think she's a bit more...
Give her the Supreme Court judgment.
Can you hold this for me?
She can...
I want to let the whole world understand something. Very, very clear. In all this is judgment of the Supreme Court. It made it very clear that even that the impartiality of the judge is questionable. And it's here. Where is it? Please do bear with me. It says it here.
I like
what is it. Page? What is that again? Where it says
page 18.
all these things are online. Is it not page 18? All these things are online. So I suggest that the journalists in this country actually take out time to do some basic research. It's not difficult, just minor research. You will understand the vacuousness, the emptiness of all the charges against me.
Okay.
They kept switching the charges. Yes. They said I committed this crime in England, isn't it?
Yes.
I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it?
Yeah, based on that, they removed London.
Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196?
174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. Violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible.
It's a bit travesty.
Because the Nigeria